Hi everyone, I'm back. I wanted to go over the process of the transplant. So, back in September, I was told that I had two cord bloods, which is from two umbilical cords, um, to be able to do a transplant. So they would take the cells from the cord blood and actually do that as a transplant. When I got to Seattle, I came over here on October 23rd, 2019 to start the regimen. It's amazing. Seattle Cancer Care Alliance is phenomenal. It's like a well-oiled machine over here. They put you through pretty much every doctor you can possibly think of, including a dentist and nutritionist and social workers and classes. And it's just crazy. But they want to make sure you're as healthy as possible before you start the process. So in this time frame, they actually redid the testing and found out the cord blood was not going to work. So here I was ready for transplant and I had no donor. All of a sudden I've got three others that boom, one was not working and then another didn't work. But then the last one is actually from a German girl that is 21 years old. And they felt this was a perfect match and they would go ahead and continue with the transplant. So I went into the hospital on November 23rd and started the regimen of really harsh chemo. Before all of this, they did another bone marrow biopsy when I got here, and I had found out that they actually look at more parts per trillion when it comes to the numbers. And I found that I probably have never been in full remission, but I was actually at 4.7% leukemic, which they don't like to do anything below or above 5%. So they said they would continue with the transplant, but I was getting pretty close to that 5% mark. So again, I went into the hospital to start my regimen of harsh chemo on the 23rd of November. Actually had my new birthday, as they call it, with the transplant on December 3rd. A very emotional day, knowing that these are the cells that are going to hopefully save my life. The chemo wasn't nearly as bad as I had anticipated. I had heard that several people have a very hard time with it, and I did way better on this one than I did in June. So I was in the hospital. I was supposed to be there until after Christmas, and I was really excited when I was able to get out early. I got out on the 22nd of December, was able to go back to my temporary apartment here in Seattle and just enjoy a quiet Christmas with my husband. It was very nice just to be home. So they did another bone marrow biopsy just shortly after the new year, and they had told me that the transplant did not put me in full remission. It actually is at 0.07%, which, God, is so close, but yet that's not a good thing. People normally are in remission right after they have a transplant. So they started me on the chemo regimen that I had over the summer, which is a milder, but they indicated that they were hopeful that that it would actually like brighten those cells so that the donor's cells would recognize them and kill them off. I have not had another bone marrow biopsy yet, but I am starting another round of this chemo regimen again, and then I will have a bone marrow biopsy at the end of February of 2020. I was given some news yesterday that really kind of bothered me, but I'm still being positive and trying to stay on course. So they had indicated that because of my type of leukemia with the P23, that the likelihood of not being in recovery is pretty high, and they indicated that it would probably increase from the 0.07 when I have my bone marrow biopsy. They're trying to prepare me for the next step. So the next step is actually to start another regimen of very harsh chemo, which I'm nervous about, but I got to do what I got to do. I got to survive. I want to survive and live. So I'm hopeful that it will be in remission, but there's no guarantees. At that point, if I am not in remission, then they will do the harsh chemo, and then they will send me to a specialist with my kind of leukemia to start trials. They did keep some of the blood or the donor cells for a booster, which they would actually alter and make it even stronger and better before they put it in my body, which is actually a part of the trial as well. So I'm hopeful. I am taking one day at a time. Right now, they have put me on some steroids for graft versus host disease. I have stomach issues, but it's not too horrible. I mean, I have really bad stomach pain and all that, but it's not that. I can deal with that. I have a lot higher energy, and I'm taking advantage of all the energy that I can possibly have and living every day to its fullest. That's all we can actually hope for. So anyway, that's my updated video. I hope that you continue to follow, and I will see you next time. And make sure that you know that I'm here for you if you need anything, or you're going through the same kind of issues, or just need someone to bounce some questions and answers off of. I'm here. Thank you so much for watching.